Hello all, this is Ultimate Prime coming at you with another video review. This time I'm going to be reviewing Electrostatic Jolt from the Revenge of the Fallen line. And he is a repaint of the original Jolt, and they've added some, just a little bit more paint to him and made a few changes. He doesn't come with any weapons or accessories. He does have his electro whips, but they are built into the figure. So he rolls quite nicely. Very well, actually. And you'll see that he's got these little stripes on the side, and that's the main difference to me between him and the regular Jolt. And just for a comparison, I'll bring out Jolt. And as you can see, they are basically the same car with just a few minor differences. You can see the original Jolt had some yellow here, whereas he does not. And the original Jolt had this black sort of coloring on the top, whereas he's all one color up here. He's also got bluish sort of windshields. You can't really see on from the camera, but they're a little more blue tint to them, while his is very clear. And also the back here, it's solid color. On Electro Jolt, it's a almost silverish type color back here. And also on the back of Jolt is, you'll see the word Volt here written in, and on Electrostatic Jolt you don't see any of that. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, there is the electricity sort of painted on his side here, whereas he does not. Now to transform him, the first thing you want to do is to really kind of loosen him up a little. Let's start with this front panel, and we can just take that loose, and that'll allow us to lift up the hood, which reveals the head. This is going to come to the back, and just leave these out for now. Then let's open up the doors, and once you pull that loose, you can open up this side too. You can then pull the top of the vehicle upwards, revealing the arms, and you can pull this part here, the bottom, loose, which will reveal the legs. And so, I mean, a lot of it is just loosening him up in the beginning. And then this part of the leg comes down, and you can then turn it. Oh, I pulled his foot out of its socket, but you turn it facing downwards like this. And then let's do the same over here. You pull his leg out and down, and then face it forward like this, and there you basically have his legs. And then, so we want to work on the upper part of his body. His arms can then come down. You want to kind of fold them to the side, and take this one down and fold it out to the side, and then this whole part. And actually, here we go. Let's lower that so you can see. So you want to hold his arms, pull them up, pull them out to the side, pull them out to the side, and then you want to fold this entire part down. And there you have him. You can then turn his arms, face them forward so that they look a little bit better. Turn this down, face them forward. His door panels come down, at least in the official mode, they come down like this. And there you have Electrostatic Jolt in his robot mode. And I'm having a little trouble standing him up. There he goes. Oh, and then he topples over. Okay, Let's get him standing. There you go. Now you have him in his robot mode. Now, for his articulation, he doesn't have a lot of head swivel. I mean, it can move a little bit to the left, a little to the right, but it doesn't really move very much due to this back piece that's on him. His arms, shoulders can move up and down. And his shoulders can turn, do a full 360. And he has elbow movement up and down. He has rotation at the waist. He can do a full 360. He does have knee bend. And his foot can come up and down. And that's pretty much it for his articulation. The doors can come upwards if you like. Actually, if you twist them, you could even raise them up and make them almost like wings if you wanted to. But I'm just going to leave them down in the official transformation. And so let's see if I can stand them back up. He does seem to have a bit of trouble standing, even though he does have heel spurs back here. He tends to want to topple over a little bit. I guess he's a little bit back heavy. There he goes. Now he's straightened up. He does have his electro whips, which are built in, and to get those out, you have these little handles here, which you can turn. Let's see if I can get it. They don't really want to turn for me. So I'm going to open this up. There we go. And just pull that out. But you are supposed to be able to turn the handles. There they go. And get those his electro whips out. Let's see if this one turns for me a little bit better. There we go. That one worked. And then he has his electro whips, which stand out. Now, let's do a quick comparison between him and the original Jolt. And so here he is with regular Jolt. And you can see, like I said, they're the same mode. They just made some changes to him as far as the color. So whereas he has light blue here, he's got gold. Where he's more of a blue color, he's more of a purple color with his windows and his tint. They both still have the Decepticon sign. And I mean, there's not a whole lot of difference. Now to transform him back to his vehicle mode, we first want to pull his electro whips back in. You just fold them up. You can use the little handles here to make sure they lock in there nice and tight. Then you're going to want to pull this part up over his head so that it can start to form the front of the car. And one of the things that we're going to do is move his arms. Actually, we're just going to, we're going to leave that up. We're going to move his arms, the blue part of his arm. We're going to fold that in between this gold piece and his chest. That will help bring out the tires here. So you fold that in, and let's do that on this side too. Bring it down in between this section, between his chest and the top part of his back. And you see that pulls the tires forward, which allows you to pull the door up. And if you turn these arms, you can see where that forms the top of the hood. And so you have that part ready to go. Let's go down here to the legs. Now with the legs, you're going to turn the feet this way to the side. Do that on both sides. And then you can come over here and the legs will collapse in on themselves. And it'll kind of fold right into this little groove here. And so let's do that on this side. This leg will collapse in on itself and form into that groove. and then you can push the feet all the way up to the top and connect the legs here. There are some connection points here up at the top and some holes and other connection points here, so you want to lock those into place. There we go. And you have the back of the car ready to go. These windows also do lock together as well. Then you want to push this door in place. There are some grooves here and some pegs here. You want to lock those into place as best you can. So let's try to do that. Okay, so we've got that door pretty much ready. And then we want to go to this side and also do that. So we're going to keep these arms out of the way for now and get the door situated. I just think it seems like it's a lot easier when you do that. So get the door situated. Then we want to pull the arms down, and they are going to come in between this area of the glass. There are some pegs here and some other pegs here for them to slide into the door. You kind of just have to squeeze everything together. And the door popped out, so you're eventually going to have to try to tighten everything up as best you can. And you know, they kind of pop back out, so you'll probably have to push some of these back in more than once. But once you get it, you can do that on the other side. Just make sure you have this all connected, lined up, and you want to have this hinge and this connect. And you also want to make sure that it's sliding underneath this back window. So you want to push it down. So make sure it slides under that back window. And it can be a little tough because you have to connect it here. But there you go. You get it in there and it gets all nice and tight. So most of the time you're just pushing to make sure everything stays together. So now we're going to open up these two parts a little wider so that we can flip the hood of the car up and over. And there are two little attachments here on the edges that fold underneath the windshield. So you want to put those under. And then you want to fold up the headlights, and they're on a hinge here, so that folds down and back, kind of folds in on itself and locks underneath the hood of the car. There you go, locks underneath the hood. Then you want to do that on this side, fold that downwards and lock it underneath the hood of the car. And then just make sure everything's nice and tight. And there you have Electrostatic Jolt back in his vehicle mode. That is the end of this video review. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Also, I will definitely be coming back with more reviews, so stay tuned. And until next time, have a great day, and I'll catch you later.